All right. I want to start this video off by saying there are going to be two types of people that watch this video, and they're going to get two separate results. Person A, the conformist, the person who is willing to lay down their ego in order to learn, gain, and obtain new information for their bettering, to self-improve. And person B, the person who lives within their bondage of reality, who is not going to find any sort of results or realism in what I'm going to be talking about today. Because in order to grasp this concept, you have to be very forgiving of your reality. You have to almost let go of your reality. And that's what I want to first off saying, is that your current reality is not your present. What does that mean? Well, I am stating that there are multiple worlds, more or less beginnings to worlds, realities, if you will, than the eye can see. The person, the man who is strictly living within the things that they see, the things that they touch, the things that they feel, has so much bondage to this reality that they will live an endless loop. And I'm going to be getting into exactly why here in a second. But I want to start off by saying your reality that you are living in right now is not caused by what you've done this morning, by when you woke up today. It has been caused by seeds that you've planted days ago, weeks ago, sometimes even years ago to that point. So what do I mean by this? Think of your brain as a soil path. You have infinite amount of soil and infinite amount of seeds. Now you have choosing to what each and one of those seeds gets planted and what each one of those seeds represent. Fear, doubt, abundance, scarcity. You have endless options and endless choices at that. So what do we do with these seeds? Well, I first want to say, when it comes to the point of planting these seeds, you have no control over it. The point of it is to grow something, but whether or not something grows, you have only one leaning factor to deciding whether or not what grows in your universe, and that is your thoughts. Your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, that is exactly what controls your outer world. I believe that your outer world does not start from what you touch, from what you see, from what you feel. It starts from what you think. And this isn't some manifestation bullshit. This is simply idealizing ideas, concepts, and feelings until it reflects into a reality. Think of last time that you've maybe been thinking about somebody, or you're thinking about your ex-girlfriend who never calls, and all of a sudden she calls you, and it just so happened to be the same time that you were thinking of her. Or maybe it's just a normal coincidence, like your mom or your dad or somebody else. That isn't just coincidence, at least not what I believe it is. That is your inner mind creating a frequency for the outer world to pick up on until it reflects that. Now, people will sometimes admit to this. People sometimes admit that there is a frequency. There is a inner path of thinking that you can then idealize into your current reality. Now, I want to bring it one step further. There is not just a frequency. There is a coinciding existence between the both. What do I mean? Your world that you're living in right now has been planted, like I said, from days ago, weeks ago, years ago even. So I want you to focus on something for me. Start planting your future now, not just thinking of it. I want you to think from it. I want you to grasp the concept of maybe a goal, financial, spiritual, mental, whatever that goal may be. I want you to grasp that goal, and I want you to think from that place, from that place. Notice how I did not say of it. Don't think of yourself on the yacht. Don't think of you with 1,000 girls around you with the infinite amount of money that you've made. Think what that person feels like. And don't think about it as in they just got the check to sign their business off. Think of it as in waking up in that person's shoes. Think of it on a normal Monday, on just a typical day. What does it feel like to be that version of yourself? Because I want to make something very clear. That version of yourself already exists. Everything has already been created in this world. There is no more creation. On the seventh day, God said creation is finished. There's no more creation. Matter does not get destroyed. We've learned this from a child. But what does happen is it conforms. It redesigns itself into something. And I believe you have the power to choose how, where, and why something, the matter around you, your outer world, designs itself. And I don't only believe that you have control over it, but I think you can manipulate it at an extreme level. But first, I want you to grasp a concept for me so you can understand kind of how to control it further. We need to first understand why it works in the first place. Think of your reality like a shadow casting behind somebody. It's always there. It's never going away. However, it's behind you. Your current reality is not your present. It's not your world now. It is only the flourishing, the after, the effect of what the causes of what you're thinking have been previously. That terrible business deal that you made led to this moment. That phone call that you had with XYZ person led to this moment. You may not even realize it, think of it, but it is all connected. And here's the thing. When you realize this, you have an extreme choice to make, whether to believe this current reality or to see it. The way that I choose to operate is to see it. Everything around you, the reason why people get so emotional about business, the reason why people get so upset about something that happened to them that day, about the traffic, about this, that, or the third, is because they live from within this reality. They have negative thoughts, which thus creates negative events, which thus triggers more negative thoughts, and the cycle repeats itself for a lifetime. And that's why people will grow up in the same house, work the same job as their parents, go to the same places for vacation, and never change. It's because they choose to live within the bondage of what they see, feel, and touch. Anybody that has done something further, ventured off into the unknown, created something unimaginable even, has done and started with that one thing, the unimaginable. They started imagining it. They started with a thought. Everything comes from your thoughts. So with this, how do we detach ourselves from this reality that we're living in now and start creating from the one that will be? Let me explain. I want you to think of it like this. Like I said earlier, think from the place of your successor, the version of you that already exists, but has what you want, whether it's the money, whether it's the car, whether it's the woman, whatever it is. Think from that person's life. When I say you cannot, if you are wishing to be loved, don't think like you are not. If you are wishing to be bountiful and have abundance of money, do not think with a scarcity mindset. This is where all of those little have mindset, don't have a scarcity mindset, this, that, and the third. This is where all of that, the very bottom of this. But those are just concepts of a much larger and much powerful concept. So with this being said, how do we create from what will be? I want you to do an exercise. This is something that I've done. I'm not just speaking out of my ass here. I want you, when you go to sleep, when your mind is winding down, clearing itself out of today, I want you to visualize where you want to be. Don't pick the most absurd goal. If you're a complete beginner, no business, no successes, whatever, don't pick you on a yacht in Monaco, sipping on a pina colada. Picture yourself starting a business, or picture yourself hitting your first 10K a month. Pick the first most obtainable goal in your way of line. Not something that's too easy, but just not something that's so out of reach, especially for your first time. Me, I love picking goals that are insanely out of reach because it challenges this mindset that I have over and over again, and it strengthens it. Now for you guys, pick something that's a little bit in your future. You could see it happening, but still it's a reach to go. I want you to visualize that, and then I want you to place yourself in that person's position. Don't think of it, place yourself, and then think from it. How do I feel? What do I do? How do I react to things? You will notice, if you actually do this, that your personality semi-shifts. The version of yourself is already wanting to come out. It's already wanting, because you're creating that vibration, that energy with your mind. And it's already it's wanting for it to become a realization, for it to flourish, for it to morph into reality for you. It's inevitable. Now, what can stop this? Fear, doubt. Don't feed the weeds. Like I said earlier, think of your mind as a plane of soil and you choose which seeds you water. You have the choice. You can feed the seeds of fear, doubt, unforgiveness, anything, but that is going to only stop you from blooming. And don't rush this process either. It's like asking a flower to bloom too early. Don't imagine yourself waiting. Don't constantly be in that waiting feeling of, my goal hasn't been attained yet, I need to think harder, I'm waiting. Don't do that. Waiting only will create more waiting. You need to live in a place of that. It already happened. It happened yesterday. It's already been done. It's here. I'm living proof of it. It's now. Do not think of, do not think when, think from and now. And that, my friends, I promise, I've used this for goals on goals on goals, unintentionally and intentionally in my life to idealize and create the reality that I want to live around me. Now, I know some of you may be saying, yes, Griffin, this sounds great and all, but in reality, it's a lot harder than just staying consistent, thinking of it. Yes, you're right. It takes an extremely powerful mind to day after day, bad event after bad event, to continually come back to this positive frequency, come back to those thoughts, and live the way that you were asked to by me. Now, I'm not asking you to never think those thoughts. I'm asking you to not react off of those thoughts. I'm asking you to, when you have those moments of doubt, have those moments of fear, just see it. Don't judge it. Don't think on it. Just see it. And what I mean by that is even I, to this day, have what you could say wake up checks to reality. Basically, when either myself or somebody else initiates a feeling in me of maybe I'm asking for too much. Maybe this is too much. Maybe I'm reaching too far. When you have those moments, observe them. Think of them as clouds floating above you in your mind, because that's essentially what you are. You are a continual feed to your subconscious that then reactivates your conscious and eventually into your reality. So when you have those thoughts, don't let it feed. Observe it. That's interesting. Why am I thinking that way? Okay, awesome. Like literally just observe it. Don't act on it. Don't react to it. Don't get mad at yourself over it. Just simply observe the thought that you're having. Because the thing is, if you do more than observe, you will feed that seed. You'll water that plant. And like we discussed earlier, watering negative plants is one of the worst things you can do as a business owner. It's detrimental to your future. The ask, the struggle, the challenge that we have to go through as entrepreneurs, if you are wanting to build something long-term, if you're wanting to build something great, it's something that you will never be have to ask of in the normal world. And so you will have moments of doubt. That's why I am telling you this, is because when you do not jump to conclusions. Do not jump to react. Literally, just observe. That's all I want you to do. And the reason for that is because, like I stated, everything begins in the unseen. Everything. There is not one thing that comes to pass in your reality that you have not either thought of, mentally created, or maybe sometimes it wasn't even yourself. Sometimes it can really be somebody else. What I mean by it being somebody else is other people have effects of your energy as well. And that's why the people you hang around is so important. It's not just because these people are rich, oh, they're gonna talk about money, I'm gonna be rich. No, realize that is a frequency, there's a energy, there's a level to the way that these people operate. And that level eventually will have no choice but to enter your subconscious. And then your subconscious will then start to idealize these things, these thoughts, these ideas, these metrics, and then shape this into your outer world. So don't live within the confines of the reality that you're seeing around you. Live in a delusional reality. Some people call it delusion. I say it already exists. I'd say it's a version of reality that just has not yet come to fruition. And if you genuinely believe that, yes, there's moments of doubt. Yes, there's moments of fear. But like I said, observe them, don't react and dive into them. But if you genuinely do that, I promise you will not have anything that comes to surpass that you can't deal with, that you can't figure out. And that's why so many people lose in business, is because they let the reality that they see around them dictate how they feel, and they end up in that loop, and then they quit because they feel like it's never ending. But the problem was, just like every other guru says, it's your mindset. Sadly enough, 99% of these guys online don't know anything about what they mean by mindset. They just think, work hard, do that. No, it's so much deeper than that. And the people that understand this have an immense advantage compared to you. I live 3 years, 5 years, 10 years into my future self. You are still arguing with reality from the past. Your reality knows nothing about the future. Realize that. You can't create a reality from the future. You can only create a reality from the past. So where does the future come from? Your subconscious. And that is what the law of assumption is all about. Assume it's already happened. Assume that you are already there. Assume that this reality has already come to fruition. Water the seeds that are going to benefit your business. Water the seeds that are the version of yourself that you want to be. Think from the feeling of fulfillment. Don't think of this person, because you will forever be living in contradiction, doubt, and even sometimes jealousy if you think of. Always think from. Assume it has already happened. Assume it happened yesterday, happened this morning. And every day, live inside of this feeling. And you will see new heights that you've never seen before. You never thought to think of, because you didn't think of them previously. It's a 360 circle that works in extreme cohesion and has extreme effect on your life. It is simply a matter of how you use it or not. So, my best advice to anyone genuinely wanting to get into this is research about the law of assumption. This kind of strings, or the law of attachment strings detachment from this. The law of assumption, and then the law of detachment, and then from there you get sub-concepts of don't have a scarcity mindset. You know, the things that people tell you online. But if you really want to learn how to control your own reality, you have to learn it for yourself. This is just a small piece of info that a lot of guys, like I said, probably some of you are getting done watching this video thinking about, man, this guy really just made a mindset video, not taught me anything, didn't really showcase anything. And then there's the second guy who has a hint of belief, maybe some doubt, but is willing to try. And I promise you, if that's you watching this video, your life will never be the same. With that, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.